certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I think that works, Maritza. And everyone, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And first, from Houston, Texas, runs multiple podcasts and a health network, bringing together everyone from clinical pharma, sharing messages, powerfully promoting holistic wellness, interviews healthcare leaders, executives, and founders on a TV show featuring the foundations and messages for the future of healthcare, a former PA for cardiologic surgery, past and present board advisor for numerous entities and organizations. Let's welcome to the show, Sabrina Runbeck. And so Sabrina, welcome. And Sabrina, we kick this show off with a fun fact. And it's like a headline fun fact, not a full story. That headline fun fact could be something that you're proud of, something wild and crazy you did. You maybe wrestled lions or something. But Sabrina, what would be your fun fact?
My fun fact is going to be 2 weeks ago, I just delivered my first TED Talk on the 3% problem, why women-owned businesses are not getting enough funding.
Oh, I love that. Sabrina, I imagine that was very powerful. Congratulations on your first TED Talk. And are you ready to have some fun? I don't know. I think it might be as fun as the TED Talk. But are you ready to have some fun on Maritza's Heart of Influence?
Let's go.
Let's go. Coming from, of course, Houston, Texas, determined to being in the moment, living a happily fulfilled life, a practicing psychiatrist for 40 years, transitioning the last few months to ownership of a small business enterprise offering physician staffing, just started out looking to build relationships, opportunity, investments, and grow for the physicians they work with and the companies and clinics they are connected to. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Sudha Tai. I can see the connections in this show happening already. And do you prefer Dr. Sudha, Dr. Tai? How do you prefer we address you today?
Sudha is fine. More simple.
All right, Dr. Sudha. And what is your fun fact today?
My fun fact would be like I've selected the most toughest ballroom song for a dance program this Christmas time. I'm busy working on it, so that's my fun factor.
That is a super fun fact. Now, do you and Maritza know each other from ballroom, or is this just
Yes,
happen
we
to-
know each other from different kind of situations. Like just ballroom happens to be one of them.
That is amazing. I know that is a passion of Maritza's as well. And Dr. Suda, are you ready to have some fun today on Maritza's Heart of Influence?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Coming from the great state of Texas, Dallas, Texas area, primary care practitioner previously burned out serving under the corporate structure of care that drained her and other practitioners. Connecting with other physicians at a holistic conference, began connecting more to her patients, offering integrative medicine, taking over the practice she helped build, creating relationships with specialists and her patients, providing complete health through teamwork. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Gabrielle Pichardo. Dr. Pichardo, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And what is your fun fact?
Well, just to clarify, I'm actually in Austin, Texas, but yeah, fun fact is kind of interesting that with Dr. Suda and also Maritza has the background with dancing. When I was growing up, I was doing much dancing and theater, actually part of the dancing academy called Ritmos, and also the famous Hollywood actor Zoe Saldana was also with me when we were in dancing, and I still have a bit of a passion of dancing. And right now with life, of course, don't have much time and trying to run a business, but I do enjoy dancing, such as Zumba and anything related to salsa and merengue.
We got a dancing crew. We might have to have Danny play some salsa music, and I'll do a little dancing at the end of this show. So, Dr. Pichardo, thank you so much. And are you ready to have some fun today?
Yes. Bring it
All
on.
right. And let's introduce our token male of the group today from Houston, Texas, a practicing physician in the U.S. since 2015, learned about the suboptimal nature of political views, aspirations, and practices at a young age, launching a social media app in Ecuador and going for his master's in politics to run for president in the country for the next 5 years. Social media connecting, relating to leaders, empowering people to use their voice, change for the future of politics in his country and potentially around the world. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Ricardo Rivera.
Hi, Bella.
Hello, Dr. Ricardo. Welcome to the Heart of Influence and your fun fact.
Well, not sure if it's a fun fact, but I'm scared of open water. I can't swim, but somehow I learned how to scuba dive.
Wow. So afraid of the water, but willing to scuba dive. Have you ever swam with sharks? Or what's the coolest thing you've seen
That
underwater?
will be the next step in my list. Yeah.
Next step in your list. Well, from a fellow scuba diver, it is definitely an adventure under the sea for sure. And congratulations on that. And of course, are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. And of course, the woman that brought us here together today from Houston, Texas, an HR transformational leader, progressive visionary coach, public speaker with 27 years of corporate experience in ExxonMobil, combining technical HR experience with a wide range of disciplines, helps business leaders grow their impact, drive business results, and live a full personal and professional life. Passionate about bringing business across Americas, bringing Latin leaders to the show so that they can know each other and possibly join efforts to magnify their impact. Let's welcome to her show, Maritza Asturias. Maritza, welcome to your show. And what would you like these fine folks to know about you today?
Well,
You guys already heard that I like ballroom dancing, but today my fun fact is going to be about scuba diving. I actually worked for a month in Guam, and in my free time, that's when I got certified as a scuba diver. Something I never thought I was going to do it, but it's a very fun thing that I can do today.
I love that fun fact. Maritza, have you and I scuba dove in Grand Cayman? Like when we go, are we ever on the same boat?
We have not so far. We have to do that.
We have definitely got to do that for sure. Well, thank you, Maritza. And usually my co-host will introduce me, but I will introduce myself today. I started selling crafts on my front lawn as an 8-year-old. I had a phenomenal business model because my parents would take me to the Michael's craft store. I would make my crafts. I would sell them on the front lawn and I would get to keep all the profits. Not quite how business runs today, but that's how I got my start. Went from there into network marketing, became a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing, leading hundreds. When that company shut down, I went into business brokerage. I was the #1 business brokerage in the state of Nevada for 3 years, the first woman ever and the youngest woman ever to do so. Took that into leadership training, did leadership trainings for most hotel and conglomerates in Las Vegas, from MGM Grand, Caesars Entertainment, Harris Entertainment, and continued that into business development training, where in 2019, I doubled the sales of every company that I worked with. And then I partnered with Unblinded in 2021, co-hosting the Heart of Influence and helping actualize our partners in Unblinded. So that is, and I am a cancer survivor. I'm a 1-year cancer survivor as well. I just celebrated that on August 29th. And that is a little bit about me. And thank you very much. And my fun fact is I am also a scuba diver. I, in fact, learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man, which is my co-host that is not here today. And he, in fact, is the only person I've ever been scuba diving with. And I was just in Greece and I wanted to go scuba diving. And then the thought of like going on a scuba diving boat with knowing nobody kind of scared me a little bit in a foreign country. And I decided not to do it. But I am an avid scuba diver as well. And that is my fun fact. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to play a super fun game now. And we've had a little bit of fun. And now we're going to switch gears a little bit because Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. And so that's what we do on the Heart of Influence. We play a game so we can get to know each other. It's a little game of influence. And so with that, Maritza, who would you like to go first?
Let's go with Suda first.
All right, Suda, since you're her friend, she was throwing you under the bus first because she knows, you'll still call her after this. But now Maritza will be anyone, Suda, that you would like her to be. A meaningful yes that you are seeking, because all business is built on relationships. It's all built on the ability to get yes. And so that's what we're doing here. We're playing with the superpower of influence because we cannot build business. We cannot make impact unless we have the ability to get yes. And so Maritza will be anyone that you want her to be, Suda. She can be a fellow ballroom dancer you want to get to do a dance with you. She could be a philanthropic partner that you want to do some philanthropic partnership work. She could be a book publisher. Any meaningful yes that you are seeking. It could be someone that's like an ideal client, or it could be someone, big like Oprah or the president. Any meaningful yes that would be important to you, Suda. And so Suda, who would you like Maritza to be?
Yeah, I'd like to throw under the bus too. So let me pick a tough one here.
Do you get her, Suda?
Like I said, I've been a psychiatrist for many years. I got burnt out, like what the other physician was saying too. So I had started.
So you want Maritza to play the role of as a crazy person?
No. I started this company 20 years ago and had somebody else take care of it. And I thought I would take the reins on myself now. It's a medical staffing company. And I've started working with them, with my team there. And it's just been recent for a couple of months. And probably the role I would like to play today is that of a physician recruiter. And I would like Maritza to be the physician.
Oh, Dr. Maritza, paging Dr. Maritza. Take us in.
Ring, ring.
Hello. Hi. Hi there, Doc.
Hi.
I
How
see
can I
that
help you?
you've responded to our call, and what's interesting to you in this position?
Just to clarify, I am recruiting somebody.
No, you are the physician. I'm the recruiting person. Okay.
Okay. I'm
You
Dr.
are-
Alestia. I am a nephrologist. I graduated from school. I'm top tier of my school.
Mhm.
I have started dialysis programs in São Paulo in Brazil.
Okay.
And I am moving to the US and I'm interested in joining your dialysis program as one of your nephrologists.
Okay. Have you finished all the requirements to be practicing in the US?
Yes, I
You have?
actually very happy that I have passed the test and I am a certified doctor here in.
Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic. What's make you interested to consider a position like this, going through a recruiting service?
I want to find the best option. I am new to the US, so I want some guidance on how to best locate a good hospital where I can deploy all my knowledge that I am bringing from my studies.
So you are looking at working in a city situation or a suburb kind of situations, and what interests you? Like, what's the goal for you? Is it money that would be very important to you? What are the things that you're looking for in a job?
I think it's a balance. I want to be able to be in a hospital where I can do science, where I can do research, I can provide my services. So career development is very important, giving back what I know, as well as a good compensation.
Fantastic. May I ask you if you have a family you're going to be bringing into the US also?
Yeah, I have my spouse, so it'll be the two of us coming to the US.
Okay. Have you thought about asking them whether they are interested in the move or which place you would like to settle down?
It can be, I have two options. It can be in the Texas area or in the Northeast. I'm not sure. I don't know much about the Northeast, but those are my two focal areas.
Okay, great. We are looking for doctors like you in your specialty. There's a lot of demand, and we're very interested to work with you. First of all, we need to have your credentials and all certified, and then we look to present you in different places. What are your options like? Which cities would you be interested in? For instance, we have one in San Francisco. We have one of the job locations might be in Texas. So would you, if you
I would like to know what is the job content and what are my aspirations in the future.
Okay. It'll be like a part belonging to a medical group of nephrologists, and to be able to take on a client load and to work with the clients and to be a part of a group and to expand on your academic knowledge. And all those things will be possible, in a big setting, like a city setting, like San Francisco would be ideal, I think. It's a beautiful place.
I look forward to receiving some information then. Thank you.
Okay.
Paging Dr. Maritza, paging Dr. Maritza. You're needed in the ER. You're needed in the ER. Great job, Maritza. Great job. Sudha, we'll get to the feedbackers in just a moment. And Sabrina, who would you like Maritza to play today?
I would like her to play an investor. So I will be someone who, because we understand the investing landscape is very tough. It doesn't really matter if you're a female founder or male or really any industry, although we focus on healthcare innovation. And I would like to speak to an investor and through a conversation to help them to reduce some of their risks when they are evaluating their own portfolio companies.
Okay, Maritza has some money burning a hole in her pocket and looking for another pocket to put it in. Sabrina, take us in.
Hi, Marisa. This is Sabrina. We actually recently met at a conference. And did you enjoy the conference that we just came off? I know I talked to probably at least 20 innovators over there. Do you have anybody that you liked?
Yeah, there was a couple that I liked.
That's awesome. And what's since you guys are a venture capital group and everyone has a little bit of different niche, are you guys also have seen some of the challenges about I know some of my friends are getting like 100 applicants a week going to you asking for money. Is that seems like a typical portfolio for you too?
Yeah, we see a lot of people, entrepreneurs that want to bring forward their products, their companies. So yes, we have endless applications and we have a process that we go through to be able to allocate the funds to the most impactful projects that we see.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's all of us is about, right? It's we believe in these innovation. They're amazing, but how do we actually pick the right one that will become a unicorn, right? And I know some of this data point, even from Harvard Business Review, was telling us on average 100 applicants, each venture group will only do due diligence on about 5%, right? Like 5 companies. So when we are largely cut down the value in just finding a few of them, what do you think is the critical factors between business model, the founder themselves, the traction, the market placement? What do you think is the most important to you?
I think it's a combination of all of them. And really what I'm looking for is what's the return on my investment. So how long is that going to be? What is the percent and what is the risk? I want to see if there is some track record with the people that are leading the company. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, those 3 factors and the combination of the elements that you mentioned.
Yeah, and I believe all of us care about ROI, and then we even believe ROI should be across 12 domain of business, everywhere from what you mentioned, the safety, right? The financial, the numbers, the traction, legal application, how effective they have infrastructure to do what they ought to do, and the market itself, right? Do we have big enough market to actually go to a multiple channel or expansion where they really should be double down on what they have. And then the biggest thing for a majority of the companies that we all talk to from the VC firm is the people, right? We all know you can have the perfect strategy. The wrong people will never do the right thing. And that is actually the toughest thing out there, is screening the right people that leads, so then they can come up with the right strategy, the most effective way, and then truly implement. What has been some of you guys' way to truly figure out the right people are in the leading spot and they can also be able to integrate the right strategies to the rest of their team?
That's a full-on question that I'm gonna have to hold on to our next call, because right now I'm entering a different meeting. So let's schedule a different call so we can continue the conversation. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, I think that's a great idea, because we truly believe in your human capital, your resources need to be preserved, as well as those people who you connect with. That's the #1 alignment for sure. Yeah, let's look at your calendar for next week. Is next Wednesday or Thursday better for you?
Wednesday will work.
Awesome. And for me, Wednesday morning at 10. Is that good?
Sure. Thank you.
Great job, Maritza. Great job, Sabrina. And now we get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. And judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds feedback for Sabrina and Suda, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little next steps. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Sabrina or Suda? I don't think that's necessary. They both did pretty good today. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate and a little croissante at Starbucks to have a little bit longer of a conversation. But if you are so intrigued and you need more time than just a cup of coffee, then maybe it's an invite to the Capitol Grill in a private room, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak Unless you're vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you do want to have the longest meeting possible with Suda or Sabrina. But if that's still not enough time, you would be willing to rent a private jet to pick up Sabrina or Suda, and of course Maritza, because she did invite you here, to fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting possible. You can have a very long conversation on a private flight. So let's start off with Dr. Pichardo. And Dr. Pichardo, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sabrina?
I really love the interaction that Sabrina had with Maritza. It was actually kind of like, it went a little bit more in depth of what she actually wanted to get out of Maritza as a potential investor. I love that she kind of provided a little bit of more feedback of what she's actually wanting and what she's actually needing. I would have to say that I see like a conversation, like this was a good introduction, like conversation keeps going so they can actually kind of move forward to the next step and actually kind of like, I guess, nail the deal for considering getting the investment. I mean, to me, went wonderful.
Love it. And Dr. Pichardo, what would be your next steps with Sabrina? Is it a nice cup of coffee? Are we having a meal? Or are we getting on a private jet?
Let's go on a private jet.
Let's go on a private jet. Where's that private jet going?
Greece.
Greece. I love it. Let's go back to Greece. I just came back from there. I'd hop on a plane and go right back to Greece if I was invited. So Dr. Pichardo, thank you for that. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Suda?
With Suda, in the beginning, I know there was like a bit of hesitation in terms of the roles, like to clarify the roles about, okay, are you recruiting me, or like there, I got a bit of confusion there right in the beginning, but then as the conversation continue on and things kind of move kind of much more smoother and flowing, they kind of like hit the points, especially, you know, Maritza as a potential candidate to kind of move from a complete different country to come to the US. The details about the job position, we didn't kind of get there. So it's definitely leaving on like an open for further questioning, like, you know, the details on the position, on what's included and the salary and those kind of things. I know that portion probably was missed. And I know that sometimes as a physician wanting to go into a job, you kind of want to know a little bit more of those kind of details, you know. And then you know, if they're the length of the years of work, especially more details into what is expected for the job position.
Beautiful. And Dr. Pichardo, what would be the next steps with Suda?
With Suda, definitely getting into the nitty gritty on the details.
What would be your next steps? Like cup of coffee, meal? We're getting on the private jet again.
I think we can do a meal. Definitely.
We can do a meal. Awesome.
Or just to see if convincing about like, oh, I can actually, I feel attracted to go to this job, or like I really want to go and work for them.
Love it. Thank you for that, Dr. Pichardo. Great feedback. Very thoughtful. Thank you for that. And let's go, Dr. Ricardo. How about your 30 seconds of feedback? And we'll kick it off with Suda this time.
Hey, it was great. I'll just add about work-life balance, like how many hours you're expected to work, if there's any PTO, and also since she's bringing a husband, ask if there are any kids, and what are the areas that you can enjoy if you're looking for Texas or Northeast. I think that's pretty important because you're not only be at work, you will be enjoying with your family in your time off, and you need to be in a place that you can truly say, you know, I feel this is like home.
Awesome. And what would be the next steps for you with Suda, Dr. Ricardo?
A meal.
A meal. Fantastic. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sabrina?
I think it was too technical. I mean, it started good vibes, good energy, but it was too technical. It was too at once, too much information for 30 seconds. Yeah.
Good. And what would be your next step with Sabrina?
A coffee.
A little cup of coffee. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Maritza, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sabrina?
Sabrina did a very good job at explaining and putting herself in the shoes of the investor. I like how she was being thoughtful at seeing what would be the things that the investor would have liked for her to consider, and that she has an understanding on what she needs to present. I would have liked to hear a little bit more about what exactly she wanted me to invest on. So we can have a next step of like, yes, this interests me. It's like pique my curiosity on what she had to offer for me.
Beautiful. I love it, Maritza. And what would be the next steps with Sabrina?
I want to have the dinner so we can continue our conversation.
All right, dinner with Sabrina. And how about Dr. Suda?
Suda, I like the considerations and the questions that she was asking to find out what would be the best option for the hospital or that I can hire on. So I like all the steps. And then Ricardo mentioned some aspects that it would have been useful to also include, but we just had a very short time. So for sure, I would like to go to a dinner also with Suda so we can continue the conversation.
Awesome. So lots of dinners. And Maritza, where would be your dinner place of choice? If you're taking Suda and Sabrina to dinner, where would you choose to take them?
I will probably take them to a Spanish restaurant with a lot of tapas so we can experience different things with a good glass of wine so we can have a conversation.
I love that. I think I'm hitting you up again next time I'm in Houston for a little tapas and wine. That sounds like a good time. And Dr. Maritza, this is typically the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he knows nothing about, to see him go from hello to yes. However, since he is not here, Maritza, you get that honor and the privilege. My dog Emily, I think, would like to take the spot instead. So I think I might exit, and Maritza, I think we might put Emily on the hot seat instead. She's definitely making her voice heard over there. But just kidding, Maritza, who would you like for me to be?
I would like you to be a doctor that wants to open her practice. You want to have your own practice and have your group of doctors that will operate with you. So you are becoming an entrepreneur as a doctor.
Okay. And then beautiful. Love it. And so what is the yes that I am seeking? I'm a doctor. I'm starting my own. And what is the yes I'm seeking from who?
From an investor. So you can purchase an existing practice for yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to go from hello to yes with an investor to purchase a practice. And who would you like to play the role of the investor?
Gabriela.
Gabriela, are you up for playing the role of the investor?
I am up for it.
Okay, awesome. Hello, is Dr. Gabrielle Pichardo available?
Hi, this is she speaking.
Hello, Dr. Pichardo. Your team scheduled a 3-minute conversation for us. My name is Bella Verita. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, I was informed that you will be contacting me.
Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. And Dr. Pichardo, let me ask you this. What made you say yes to taking this call in the first place?
Well, I'm actually looking into needing an investor for our current purchasing a medical practice that I'm looking into.
Awesome. So real quick, out of role play, I'm actually asking you for money. You're the investor.
Okay, sorry. It's the other way around. Okay. Yes, I hear that you are actually looking for somebody to invest. I wanted to know what is the actual, is it a company? I hear that it was a medical practice. I'm interested in learning more about what is the offer
Yeah, well, thank you so much, first of all, for taking the call. I know you have a very busy schedule. I've read a lot about, what you're up to in the world. So thank you for taking time out of your day to take this call in the first place. And when you think of, potential investments, what interested you about the potentiality of investing in a medical practice? What about that interested you or not?
I think what actually piqued my interest is the value for it, what you're actually wanting to create. I am also in the holistic realm, and I've been actually practicing quite a lot as a functional and integrative doctor. So I'm actually very interested in pretty much seeing a practice like yours to actually grow. So this was actually kind of like right up my alley. So that's why.
Thank you for that. And thank you for your service as an integrative medicine doctor. I have a lot of respect for integrative medicine doctors. There's a lot of, research, a lot of things that you learn to be able to help your patients. So thank you for that. And just last question, and then I'll share a little bit about myself, is when you look for investments, what are, maybe the top 3 things that you look for in investments?
I'm actually looking into pretty much in the long run, in the future, what's going to be as an investment, if I'm gonna see kind of like the fruit of the labor in the sense of what I guess how much more I can actually win or earn by investing in such a company like yours. I would also say that I do feel if the passion, how passionate you are about it, I actually kind of truly see that. And this is something that's why it kind of interests me in as a potential investment. And also pretty much, of course, I am securing the future for myself and my family as well.
Got it. So you just don't want to give me money so I can go start a practice. There's definitely a vested interest for you in your future as well.
It has to be kind of like a union, so to speak, that would actually benefit both of us, of course.
Got it. Well, I won't propose to you on this call, Dr. Gabriella, but if it's okay, we'll share a little bit more about me. And if it makes sense, then we'll have a little bit longer of a conversation. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Well, first of all, I really respect what, you're looking for in an investment. It sounds like, you take very seriously what you're investing in. You're looking for someone who's not just, a business they're not in it just to make money, but they have a passion for what it is that they're doing. And when they're going to put their heart into it, so not only can they see the fruits of their labor, but that you can see the fruits of their labor as well. And the investment you see is more as a union, as a partnership, just not like a check you're writing for someone to kind of go do their own thing. Am I hearing that correctly?
Correct. I want to have the opportunity to actually also participate.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, if I could share a little bit about myself, I have been a physician for 20 years, and I have served in the corporate realm. And, as you probably know, very limited by the corporate realm. And I became a surgeon to make a difference in people's lives and to really take care of patients. I've had family members in the past that when I was young who, didn't get the best care in surgery. And so I just always knew that was something that I wanted to do for my family and do for others what, my family didn't get. And now we are looking at this practice. It is already a sustainable practice and looking to take it on to further our mission to step out of the corporate realm. We've got a couple of doctors that I would say, are equally as passionate about helping people as I am. And so, that investment, as you said, you've got some background in this, would welcome your advice as well. And, if this sounds interesting to you, would love to schedule, an hour-long conversation where, I could bring to you all the the specs of the practice, what the practice has already been doing, what I'm looking at doing with the practice, how it will serve the community for at least the next 20 years. And I could come to that presentation or come to that meeting with all of that. How does that resonate with you or not, Dr. Gabriella?
That actually sounds great. I definitely, since it's already an established practice that you're purchasing, I would definitely like to see the numbers of how they did in the past and the profit and losses, and kind of like see if I would move forward investing and helping out and make it a very profitable, sustainable practice.
Beautiful. Well, let's get that set up. Thank you, Dr. Gabriella. Thank you, Maritza, for the fantastic scenario. And Dr. Gabriella, how was that for you?
It was great. In the beginning, I was a bit lost, like, who am I? But yeah, I actually was very, it's kind of like, yeah, at the beginning, I'm kind of slow to kind of like pick up on investment, just because being a physician, sometimes you're not, I love that Maritza picked this scenario, because you're not in that, like in the business.
Yeah.
In the financial world. Oftentimes, I think as a physician, sometimes we lack a little bit more on that, or these are things that unfortunately you don't learn in medical school or in residency. You're kind of learning on your own, or when you decide to start your own business. So
absolutely, could not agree more. So thank you, Maritza, for that scenario. And Dr. Gabriella, how was your time today on Maritza's Heart of Influence?
Awesome. I enjoy it.
Thank you.
No idea what's going to happen, but yeah, it's fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Maritza, how did I do in the scenario that you set up?
I like it very much. You find out what was important for Gabriela, and then you introduce yourself in a way that you will resonate to her. So it was well done. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Maritza. I keep wanting to call you Dr. Maritza now. Let's go Sabrina. Sabrina, how was that for you? And how was your time with us today? And I was almost going to say it again, Maritza's Heart of Influence.
It's great, and definitely get to the same thing. Didn't quite understand what the role play is for. And so it's great to see it in action, and also just to demonstrate of how we work with other people and what that is about, especially in the 3-minute interval.
Beautiful. Love it. Sabrina, thank you for being here. And let's go Sudha. Sudha, thank you for being here. And how was your time today on Maritza's Heart of Influence?
It was very interesting. And to see so many physicians there, and then struggling with the business aspect of it, which I'm doing too. And it's very challenging, could be challenging, because like she said, the doctor said it's not taught in business school, in the medical schools. So it's a very interesting and a different field, and there are a lot of different things to learn, investments part of it, profits, losses, and all those things are very, create a newness and excitement after working in the medical field for so many years.
Awesome.
And I really enjoy it, and thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you, Sudha. Thank you for being here and for that feedback as well. And let's go, Dr. Ricardo. Thank you for being here amongst all these amazing ladies today. And how was your time today on Maritza's Heart of Influence?
It was great, better than expected. I love to learn from all of you. I didn't know they had so many doctors from the same state in this meeting. Yeah.
Love hearing that. We always love when things are better than expected. And Dr. Ricardo and everyone, definitely connect with each other. Maritza will probably send out an email, but definitely drop your information in the chat as well, because the whole show is about you guys getting to know each other. And Maritza, any final on your Heart of Influence?
Yes, I just want to say thank you to all of you for trusting me and to be here on the show. It has been great to get to know you a little bit better now in the business side and in your physician world. So thank you to all, and especially to Bella for running the Heart of Influence and having a double role today. So thank you.
Yes, well, thank you. It is an honor and a privilege. 1,350 episodes later, I think I got the handle of this. And Maritza, phenomenal show at putting together very sophisticated, astute individuals. And it takes a lot of energy and effort to reach out to people and to bring them here for you guys, right? So you guys can meet each other. There's not many people in the world that say, hey, let me host something. I'm going to invite you so you could meet people. And so Maritza, just phenomenal job at that. And on the behalf of Unblinded, we have a couple of gifts to say thank you for being here. First of all, and those are in the chat as well. So definitely scroll up and see those in the chat. The first is our group influence book. And that book actually has the formula of what I just did. Sean created a formula, a technology that has 4 energies, 4 steps, and 12 indispensable elements. So that is in that group influence download that you see there in the chat. And then there's 3 links. The first link is for our huddle. Every Wednesday, we open our world up to the public, to everybody who's been on the Heart of Influence. We do 3 shows a day. So that is, you know, if you want to come and meet more people, we go into breakout rooms, get to kind of practice what we did here. So you can definitely join us at 8 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. We also have a webinar coming up with Allison Armstrong, Men, Women, and Money. If you've heard of Allison Armstrong, that's coming up on October 24th. And last but not least, we do offer a business acceleration session, and that is offered to anyone who, if we don't charge anything for that, we don't sell anything on that, but it really is, how do you actualize the people that you've met here? How do you build those relationships? You know, what could Sabrina and Dr. Gabrielle do together? And that person on that call just helps facilitate that as a thank you for coming on to the show. And Dr. Ricardo, I see your hand raised. I don't know if that's intentional or on accident. But if you have,
Yeah, I just have a question. Have you guys thought about using your organization to establish a relationship with the AMA, the American Medical Organization? Because as far as I know, the AMA is the one that advocates for physicians and trying to change policy at the government level. So if we're looking at something meaningful and that will potentially change lives, is this a thought that has crossed Sean's mind or your mind?
It may, I'm not sure.
AMA?
Yeah, Maritza, let's bring that up on a future call, because you will probably remember that better than I will. So on one of our next actualizers call, I'll let you ask Sean that. So thank you for that, Dr. Ricardo. And on behalf of Sean and myself and the Unblinded team, we want to thank everybody for being here. And we end every show by saying, although Sean may be physically blind, sometimes we're all blind to the possibilities right in front of us and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.